What's the story with eating food that was cooked in pots that were used for Kitniyot? Your Sephardi friend invites you, they're going to use all non-Kitniyot products, invites you for a meal for Pesach, but the pots we used for cooking Kitniyot. Is that a problem? This was asked by a rabbi in Chicago, and the answer at the outset seems to be it's not a problem at all. The Ramah rules in 453 in Orach Chaim that Kitniyot is only a problem when it's be'en, when it's considered to be directly present, not when it's in some mixture. And that means even it's up to 49% of that mixture. You don't need 60 against it. Since it's not directly present, it's mixed, it's considered batel, nullified. He says you're not even concerned about having kitniyot near the food, because if anything fell in, it would not be a problem. Now, the hechsher industries are much, much stricter. They will not give a hechsher for Pesach with things even with a trace amount of kitniyot. But the actual halacha is that if it gets mixed up, not 50%, you're fine. So it would seem that we're totally okay with the pots, because clearly it's not going to be 50% of what you cook with it. Even though sometimes we could go crazy about how much we're considered to be in the walls of the pot, it would seem absurd to be concerned that you have more than 50% in what you're cooking it in, and a lot of poskim say that you don't have to be worried about it. So therefore, if something was cooked in the pot, it's totally okay. The kitniyot is batel, it's not be'en. But here's the question. The Ramah only allows that post facto. Something fell into what you're cooking. Here you lichatchila at the outset want to use the pot to mix in the kitniyot that's absorbed. You're not trying to, but that would be the result. Are you allowed to use the pot? Is that like intentionally putting kitniyot in your mixture? And many poskim assume that it is a problem and say, if somebody cooked in the pot, it's okay, but you cannot use that pot at the outset. But I would disagree. I would say that you can possibly lichatchila use these pots. Why? Because it's different than putting kitniyot directly into a stew where you have the kitniyot be'en. You have the direct food, and that's a problem, and now you're mixing it intentionally, so it's no longer a problem. In the case of the pot, you don't have the food itself, you just have the absorbed food. And they never forbade kitniyot when it wasn't the food itself. So it's not like you're intentionally mixing problematic kitniyot. By the time it gets to the wall of the pot, it stops being a problem. So I would argue that in a case of need, you can even lechatchila at the outset use a pot within 24 hours. Many poskim say wait 24 hours, but I would suggest that when really necessary, you can use it within 24 hours. It's better if you scour it with soap. Maybe you want to wait till it's after nightfall, but when necessary, at that stage, it's not be'en, and you can even go ahead and use the pot because the kitniyot is just absorbed, and actually using it to cook something in it would not really be a problem of kitniyot. Have a Chag Sameach and a wonderful Pesach.